If you love making money and want to win,
Just cash.
if you love making money and want to win,
Just cash.
we just chillin' and we vibing with our friends.
Just cash.
And if anything in doubt, we pass. Rookies all hate us cause we play the just cash. I put my money in a strong position. They try to tell me I can't win, it's just a stupid superstition. Cause when I focus, you will notice that I'm winning. We demolish every bookie, there ain't no competition. Now listen, I would never give you shitty picks and do you wrong. Come and join the Discord, tell these bets to hit the bone. Cooking up a parlay super under center song. We be really winning, this ain't just to make another song. So if you love making money and wanna win,
Just cash.
we coming in and we taking all the money.
Just cash.
They can't do nothing to stop us.
Just cash.
Hey, fuck these bookies, man.
Just cash.
They wanna limit me cause I win. Label me the enemy cause all I do is win. Just give us a try, this is where it all begins. I'm not gonna lie, all I know how to do is just win. If you love making money and wanna win,
Just
they wanna
cash.
limit me cause I win.
Just cash.
If you love making money and wanna win,
Just cash. Just cash.
Just cash.
love making money and wanna win.
Just cash.
We just chillin' and we vibing with our friends.
Just cash.
And if anything in doubt, we pass. Rookies all hate us cause we play the just cash. Love making money and wanna win.
Just cash.
We just chillin' and we vibing with our friends.
Just cash.
And if anything in doubt, we pass. Rookies all hate us cause we play the just cash.
Hey, hold up.
Just cash.
They gotta look like you at the beginning.
Right. What's good? What's up, fam? Welcome. We are back, baby. Day one college basketball. Just cash.
Let's go, bro. Let's go, bro.
Yes, sir. Super excited. Glad to be back. Joined as always by Underrated. What's good, man? How have you been?
Been great, man. Been great. Can't complain. I'm excited. It's basketball time, college basketball in particular, and we are excited to watch the new freshman coming up, and especially our favorite play of the day. I can't wait till you talk about him, and it is going to be a fabulous day, sir.
Yeah, that's the plan, man. That is the plan. And, let's just from a learning curve, let's go ahead and just put this out there. It is obviously day one, a lot of new teams, a lot of new compositions, a few new coaches along the way as well. So it is going to be, I think let's keep the expectations in check. It is going to be a learning curve right now, just getting the feel for some of these teams. But we got a couple plays we feel pretty good about, especially with the preseason looks and a few players that we're going to talk about. But there's a lot of games, obviously day one stuff is going to be a little bit weird. Ton of blowouts scheduled, a lot of free wins for a couple teams, especially a lot of the ranked teams. And we're going to have a lot of games this week. So, it's going to be a jam-packed slate as we move forward. Saturdays are always going to be one of our busier days. So we will be back to streaming Monday through Fridays. So if you guys are new here, we appreciate you stopping by. And make sure to hit that like button down below and that follow button so you don't miss out whenever we do go live. And then for everybody that's a returning fan, returning fam, we appreciate you guys as always. And like we said, glad to be back. So if you guys got any questions, comments, all that good stuff, throw them down there. We'll get to them as we can. I think today we got plenty of time. A lot of games that we're honestly just going to kind of overlook and stick to some of these closer spread ones that we have, at least projected wise. Again, week one, you never know. But I think, man, if you're about ready, we can go ahead and hop into it.
Yeah, man. Oh. What you got?
Last but not least, if you guys aren't a part of the Discord, make sure to check that out. We are still running the 7-day free trial down in the description, so make sure you guys check that out. Come stop by, say what's up, and come win some cash with us.
Yes, sir. Guess who's here? Ian. And he's number one, too. Ian was first.
Hey, what's good, man? What's good?
Q Donkey's here. I called it. Q Donkey, what's up, bro? Danny C. We're here. We're back. Q Donkey got a couple plays for you to look at after you get through yours as well.
Sure. Yeah, we'll talk about some of them. Honestly, like I said, we're going to play a bit lighter today, even though, yes, we do have a one-unit play. But for the majority of it, again, play light today. But hey, you might find a couple gems in there. So let's talk about a few plays here and just hop right into it. Let's start off with our first part of the TNT header. We got Arizona traveling out to Florida. Well, hypothetically traveling. They're actually playing in Vegas. Like I said, the first TNT game. Second TNT game is the Villanova and BYU, also in Vegas. So keep that in mind. These are our neutral locations. But yeah, this game's kind of interesting, man. Fun fact, listening to a podcast earlier, shout out John Rothstein. This is going to be the first time since 2012 that a defending national champion actually opens week 1 playing a ranked opponent. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's first day. The big schools play the little schools for the most part, but we have 2 games, like you said, today, and we have the number 1 college player. The number 1 freshman coming into college, I should say, playing today too. So the excitement is through the roof for me. We got about 2 hours before that game tips. And that is going to be fun. We've been waiting for weeks for this. Months, in fact.
Super excited. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, talking about Florida here real fast. Obviously, they lost their 2-star guards, moving on into the NBA and stuff, but they did get 3 returning players. Their front court, was pretty formidable last year. I will say they were able to hold their own, obviously winning it all, but having 3 of those guys back this year bodes really, really well. And then picking up 2 pretty good players, got to say Boogie Flan, no slouch, did have an unfortunate injury last year that kind of, put the kibosh on it, but he did come back, I think, for 3 games at the end of the season. So at least he was able to go out, lock some minutes, and, at least was able to be back on the court. So do love to see that. But he was a pretty solid player for this team last year, or for his team, averaged just over 13 points, but real solid RA and definitely a playmaker. So I think he's going to slot in really well as far as being their point guard. And then they picked up Xavier Lee, who played for SIU, and honestly, coming off of a pretty stellar season, averaged almost 17 points. He played for Prince, sorry. But averaged almost 17 points, and he's definitely a shooter. So I do like this for, replacements that they have for this year. It's kind of crazy. They are ranked number 3 still. I think personally that's a touch high, but definitely a top 5 team, no problem. And on the other side of things, though, we got Arizona, honestly in kind of a rebuild status here. Still did end up being a ranked team, so I do like to see that. Kept the spread down pretty low for us. But this game is also a really, really high total. 163.5 is kind of crazy, especially for college basketball. But Florida, minus 3.5. I mean, I can see it, with it being a neutral location, not really a home crowd, that 6-man, if you will. But they got some big shoes to fill, man. And I got to say, shout out to these coaches, too, for having the balls to actually step up to the plate for a week 1. We're going right into the thick of it here. And I can see why, honestly, this game's getting so much hype too, because this is big early implications for, especially for rankings, seedings, and all that stuff here, and kind of setting the tone for the rest of the season. So, doesn't mean that either of these teams is going to be bad. You could easily see them, deep run into the NCAA tournament at the end of the year. But yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. They're just coming out right with a punch in the mouth. So I love to see it, man. Love to see it. And they couldn't have picked a better game to be on, the big lights tonight.
Yeah, man, it's going to be super fun. Like, I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm picturing the game beginning at what, like in an hour or so? Maybe it's 2 hours actually. But I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to put my bet in, and my favorite thing I like to do when I have a bet that's a little bit bigger than normal, I like to get on my treadmill and watch the bet while I'm on the treadmill, because I can just work that nervous energy out. You ever done that?
Oh, yeah. I'm a pacer. I definitely like to get up and pace, even if I'm watching a game. Most of the time I'm sitting down, and then there's definitely some times where I'm like standing on the back of the chair, just leaned over. I'm like, I'm in this.
Yeah, man. It's going to be fun. This is exciting. Because last year, it was our first year really getting into college basketball and the props, and it took us a while. It took us probably, I'd say, a good few months before we felt a little bit comfortable. But we're coming in this season with a lot more experience. And another year of big coach helping us out with his years and years of experience with college basketball. So plus the people in the chats and everything we do as we go through the season, man, it's going to be dope. And we know bookies don't stay on top of it like NBA. So we're going to find this money, man. We're going to find it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And even just seeing the books, we're talking about that for a second. They were really slacking on dropping the props. I mean, we had majority of the actual books didn't really add anything until early this morning, kind of later in the afternoon. So they don't really obviously have a full handle on it right now. So it's kind of anyone's game, and hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of that. But as you said, we feel a lot more confident this year in it. So now seeing these players in development was something that we had talked about a lot last year too, is, in college, you can basically kind of look at it as a 2-year segment for a lot of these teams, because they either leave to go to the draft if it's a high caliber player. Any of these guys are on a lower school, they play really well, they ended up getting moved to another school. We had a lot of that happen this year too. And then most of the time after that, your freshman and sophomore year, you're not really getting much play time. So that player is kind of, not really, there's no data, there's no deep kind of analysis that you can have in that. So in a 2-year segment, first year, we stayed above 50%, not mad at that. And now it's our second year to run it back. So a lot more tools, a lot more eyes on it, and we're going to have some fun.
Yeah, man. And we got the list to keep track of as we go, and I am foreseeing a 67 to 71% winning percentage by us this season. Mark it down. Official.
Oh,
It's official.
Official. We're gonna make some units. We are gonna make some units.
Well, let's start today.
Yes, sir. Well, talking about this game, though, going back to the Florida game, the only play that we really had for it was Alex Condon, his 22.5 PRA. It did look like Prizepicks went ahead and just kind of zeroed that out. So they give you the under it or the over it, 19.5 PRA for the Goblin, or it goes all the way up to 24.5. I believe it's still on Underdog, so you can get it there if you missed out on the Prizepicks. But check around a few other sites as well. The more that they add the props, I mean, he is definitely a player that we should get kind of a full range of. We did last year, so shop around for that. But the 22.5 was definitely going to be our play for him. And then, honestly, I mean, the rest of the game, like I said, between the guard situation, I want to see what's going to happen with Boogie, with Xavier, and then which of the bigs is going to step up? Like, is it – I'm hoping it's still going to be Alex. I mean, he really stepped forward in a large way, especially in the tournament this last year. Haig, not bad. We saw some great flashes from him. And then our center here, I can never pronounce this dude's name. I'm not even going to try, but – Bro was pretty solid last year. Would like to see him play a little bit more minutes here. Not sold exactly. Is the coach going to do that? Is he going to hover around this 20, high teens, low 20 range? Not really sure. But today we're going to find out. So we'll be jotting down notes and checking that later when we circle back to their next game. All right.
Yes, sir.
And then on the other side, for me personally, it's going to be kind of a wait and see. We've got a lot of new players playing together. I like Arizona. Honestly, I'm just really looking for them to keep this game competitive. No blowouts here, at least for these two games, would be lovely. All right. Well, let's get caught up on any kind of questions, comments, and then we'll move on to the second TNT game, Villanova at BYU.
Is that what they're at? They're TNT?
Yep.
Oh, all right, cool. Well, like I said, we got Big Ian in the beginning. We had Q Donkey's back, and Q Donkey, he's into this college stuff, so we like that. He got a couple comments here. He says Mark Mitchell PR. He says Trevon Spillers PR, and then he says thoughts on Darren Peterson, the freshman for Kansas. He's supposed to be the number 2 guy behind our man AJ today, and I was looking at him. It looks like he got injured. And so he wasn't playing. He didn't play the exhibition games, but he's supposed to play. Is that today? The thing is, that Kansas plays like a super small school, right? So.
Yeah, they were massive favorites, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I think just to watch, at least for me personally, and I think you too, we're just gonna stay away from the blowout-looking games, and maybe who knows? Maybe they'll throw some first half. I mean, live second half. Stuff on Prizepicks. We'll see what happens today. These are 2 big games, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, with Peterson, I'd probably fade him, especially with he was having some undisclosed thing. Never like to see that, but honestly, I can't play anything that's for me personally. I really will never try to play anything that's over a 12.5 point spread. Maybe a 14.5 point spread at the absolute max if there's still some star power on the other side. But 30.5 point spread, man, I can't do it, bro. I like him. I think this dude is definitely primed to have a really great season, but day one shot in the dark, I mean, coach could easily be pulling a lot of these guys early in the second half. So first half prop, as you mentioned, would be lovely. I would definitely get a shot at that, but man, this one I probably have to pass on. Now, Spiller's kind of an interesting one. He's really solid on the rebounding. Like what we saw last year, he had a handful of double-double games, and one thing that was really sweet for him was playing a lot of minutes. So a guy likes to be out there on the court a lot. Very low foul player, too. He kept his hands to himself a lot last year. Only thing with him is, he's just kind of a low-usage guy, and that can be somewhat of a concern. But everything else, looked pretty solid. I think this game had somewhat of a higher spread too. Yeah, 19.5. That one may be a little bit more manageable. Not super excited about the 140.5 total, but I get it, man. I mean, it's day one. He's going to at least have some kind of allotment of minutes that he's going to play on the minimum. Home game as well, home opener, all that good stuff. Players like to get up for that. That one I could see. I could rationalize that one a little bit more. Mark Mitchell, though, I think if I had to lean between the two of them, he looked a little bit more saucy. I definitely liked, seeing what he did last year, especially coming from Duke and some of that carrying over to Mizzou here. It gets into a few obnoxious first half fouls. He was doing that a little bit down the stretch of the season, but yeah, I'm not a bad player. Gets to the free throw line a pretty solid amount multiple times every game. Pretty efficient shooter overall. Doesn't shoot threes, so you're not really going to wheel much upside from that. But yeah, that one I feel a lot more solid about. Of the three options, probably got to go with him.
What's his PR? Is this Big Mark? You said?
Yeah. He is 23.5.
And then they're playing a team they're supposed to blow out too?
I mean, 19.5 points, yeah.
Yeah. Today seems like the just kickback day, not try to put money in it, except for that one play. Just because, like all the reasons we said, man, he looks crazy. His. If you guys have never seen him, go type in his highlight tape from. They have one of his little 2-minute videos from his senior year in high school. Holy shit. Gotta put big, at least for me, man. I'm just going in hot. Fuck it. 2 units on him. Fuck it. Mark Mitchell, who knows, man? 19.5. Who knows what's going to happen game one? We know AJ is going to get the ball today. He's going to show out on TV. First game, number 1 player. Come on, bro. That's all I want to watch, to be honest. And the dude on the other side, too, that you haven't talked about yet. He'll be interesting, too.
Yeah, for sure. And with these being more of the buzzed on players, especially for the MVP and all the awards at the end of the season, it just kind of makes sense to maybe take some early shots on these players just because they're trying to live up to that hype, trying to live up to that status that they've been snowball building all off season. So if you do have any personal plays, again, don't hesitate to take a few shots here. Just be smart about it. That bankroll management is going to come in huge for us because we know we'll hit these weird lulls where, the games will blow out and none of these players are playing the second half, or some guy goes out and, you get 2 fouls. Because remember, it's 5 fouls in college. And just FYI, if anybody doesn't know that, but 5 fouls. So 2 early fouls is like detrimental in college basketball. Like that is the absolute and almost a nail in the coffin. Some coaches will give leeway and let the players stay out there. Very select. You don't see that often, but fouls, random stuff like that can be very devastating.
Yeah, man.
But speaking about devastating, let's talk about DeMonsta. How you like that, man?
I mean, everyone's supposed to call him that. Just from watching him, you just get that word in your mind. He looks like a monster out there. A monster among feeble, just losers who can't do anything to stop him. I cannot wait.
Yeah, man, bro is the truth. Like honestly, just watching all this stuff and then seeing him in action in the preseason was pretty impressive. Just, I mean, I think personally, high IQ ball player. You know, a lot of court awareness. He likes to float a lot on the court too. Not afraid to take one of the, be the best defender, take the best player on the other side, no problem. But the thing about him is he is built and plays as a power forward, but he plays like a point guard. So you just have this massive 3 point, free throw shooting, rebounder, do it all kind of guy. And one of the players, even though yes, he is surrounded, by Richie Saunders and the other guy, can't ever remember his name off the top of my head, but they are decent usage players. This guy's going to have, I'm thinking at least 25% usage just as a baseline. And for college, that's pretty insane. You don't really see a whole lot of players that kind of sport that unless they're just on a bad team and it's like that's the only player. But yeah, this dude's going to have the ball in his hand a ton. I mean, both preseason games, he would bring the ball up almost every single play. The only time he doesn't bring it up is a lot of times where it'll be an after the basket play, and usually he just kind of inbounds it and they hand it right back to him. So a lot of offense for this guy. Absolutely love him, man. He put up a really impressive preseason. He had 30 points and then I believe a 20-point game and a really high rebounder too. Cleared that 6.5 rebounds, if you guys can still find that. But love the minutes. I mean, he played 30 plus in both preseason games. So I'm expecting, barring any kind of foul troubles, 35 minutes, dare I say, no problem in a competitive game. And asking for 18 points, I think, is honestly, if Bro doesn't put up 20 points tonight, I won't be surprised because, again, it's week 1, but I'll be severely heartbroken because this guy is like, I think, honestly, a walking 25 points, 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds a night, no problem. And comes with a lot of block and steal upsides. So, future reference, look out for that fantasy line if we ever get it.
Yeah, they didn't give us any fantasy yet, huh?
No, we probably won't get any for day 1.
Okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's just the beginning, man. It's just the beginning. Get our feet wet a little bit today and see what happens. Get some data to look at for the next time they play, and we'll see how it goes. But like I said, man, I'm excited. Q Donkey got more in here too. Can you read that out? I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. I want to say Peleus Moraskis, PR.
Yeah, honestly, man, I mean, he was somebody who was kind of on the radar for me as well. I know he can be kind of mopey, especially in the second half of some games, but very capable rebounder. I think we played his under a few times last year. I'm not going to lie. I remember Coach, especially, shout out to Coach, had him on a few slips here and there, but does play really sustainable minutes, and he's going to be asked to play more of an expanded role this year. So I like what we had on the surface. I think the guy's got a really good baseline, somewhere between that double-digit point range, but another player who could, easily hover in that 8 to 9 rebound range. So I don't mind it. What team? I want to say they had also kind of a larger, a somewhat more of a sizable spread. Can't ever spell this damn guy's name. Paulius.
He has a cool name.
Oh, yeah. St. Mary's.
Mm-hmm.
12.5 point spread. Yeah. So this was another one, again, being on the radar. 12.5 point spread, a lot more tolerable. I didn't mind him, man, honestly. He wasn't able to do a whole lot last year in Arizona or in the previous year in Arizona, but being with this team last year, like I said, I like the baseline. Coach, give me more minutes, and I'll be very happy. But, again, hey, talking about usage here, another player who had a solid 20 plus % usage for a majority of the season. Yeah, bro's at 24% as a whole. So I don't mind that, man. Just give me some minutes here, and this guy is definitely a candidate to get there.
Okay. Q Donkey says, which team are you guys most excited for this year?
Well, I got to throw out Arkansas. I think they're very much so a return team. They got a lot of the same weapons from last year. Ended up coming up short in the tournament, obviously, but Arkansas looked pretty exciting. And I love Purdue. I mean, honestly, we loved Purdue last year. They were a fun team to watch. TKR and Braden, just an absolute monster of duo. So at least those two teams, but there's a few teams. Honestly, even this BYU team, I'm kind of excited to watch. I think for one of the first times in a while, they actually have a team that could, put up some decent production, get into tournament life here. Or not BYU, sorry, Villanova.
You like
BYU better than the tournament.
Yeah, right. That's what I was about to say. BYU's ranked pretty dang high. What I was going to say is who I'm interested to see is St. John's with, obviously Zuby coming back, but then Ian Jackson playing with them. That should be fun.
Yeah, that was a pretty sweet pickup for them.
And then what's the other one? I had another one I was looking at over here. Was it Louisville? No. Who's the team? Who got Gillespie now? I know he plays today too.
Was it Michigan? Not Michigan. Texas or Tennessee. Sorry,
Tennessee. I want to see that. I want to see what he looks like on a different team. He was always coming through last year. There was another. I want to see what Yaxel for Michigan looks like in this type of competition. That'll be fun.
That was my next team I was about to bring up here. Michigan, massive favorites today, but handful of returning players, like to see that. But as you mentioned, picking up Yaxel, man, that dude was a monster last year.
Oh, and I know the other one I was thinking of. UCLA is who I like too. Donovan Dent there now, and they still got Daly. They still got Tyler. They'll be interesting too. I want to see it's the same thing. I love watching dudes just ball out in a little bit lower competition and then see how they do. It's kind of like them going to the pros, But I think Dent's going to come through. He's good, bro. He's good.
Yeah. If this team can stay healthy, I mean, this is a very dangerous team.
Yeah.
All right. Was it another player? Oh, Cameron
Corin. Cameron Corin. I don't even know who that is, do you?
Yeah, he's on Pittsburgh. He was a pretty solid player last year. Obviously he was getting his usage it could have been better having those two guards, but now that they don't have it was Leggett and Lau, I believe. Let me double check. I keep forgetting because I haven't been able to do this up until today that RotoWire actually updated their damn rosters. So now I can actually look. Oh, no, see, they still have it. They have Leggett and Lau here. Which Lau is still here, but Leggett, I thought he graduated, didn't he? Yeah, he left. Lau, keep an eye out for this. This was kind of a piece of pending news that maybe we could kind of scoop up a little bit of value in. If he ends up not playing tonight, I would like that play a lot more. But if he ends up, suiting up, that could kind of cut that usage down a little bit more. But keep an eye out for new starting lineups. That'll be something to keep in the back pocket.
What's his line too? Corin.
It is. Did I move my Prizepicks?
Gillespie, 16.5 points. Man, these blowout games are tough. I see him. Oh no, that's Carr.
18.5 PRA. So PR at 17.5 PR.
He just wanted points.
Yeah.
He just said points.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
The points I would definitely probably mess with that even more.
That's low.
Yeah, I like that. So we'll let me actually make a note to kind of keep an eye out for that. All right. Got that saved. Sweet. Yeah. Good looks there. If he ends up being out, I actually do not mind that at all.
Futon Betts is here. Hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
He says, hit the like. Sup, fellas? Quinn plus 23.5. And do we get a money line parlay? He says.
Ooh, day one money lines, man, that's tough. That is tough.
Duke's not going to lose, though. Duke's not too bad. What, minus 300, 350? Throw that in there, maybe.
Yeah.
That's about the only one, right? Maybe BYU.
Yeah.
For fun.
It moved a little bit. That's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, them definitely. Let's see.
No, I will say, Ian, I was thinking about this today. I'm over money lines and spreads. I'm so over it. It's just, for me personally, there's way more value in props. And I'm sick of just having the good team get their ass whooped and you lose on a minus 700. So, fuck money lines. But I will say, college basketball is a little bit different. That one hasn't failed me like the rest of the sports. I'm in it with the college, with the money lines, until they fail me. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they were a lot better to us than most of the professional stuff because, you know, especially the teams that we take for the home games. That was kind of our recipe last year, taking the home teams favored at home, and you know, no funny business. They were pretty good, but you know, I remember, Ian, last year you had a devastating play. You had a devastating parlay that missed on some bullshit like minus 1,000 on a massive favorite home team.
Yeah, the minus 1,000s might be pushing it, but the minus 300s to minus 600s, throw a couple of those together, there might be some value in that. It seems like, it seems like at least from last year, from what I remember, there's not as many crazy upsets.
Well, one of the things too, you know, unfortunately, they also locked a majority of these games. So there's basically the two different sides of the spectrum. You have these massive minus, 5,000, 2,000, 8,000. You got all these huge ones right there. And then the only close ones are these like super low end schools that are playing off against each other that, you might as well just flip a coin there. They didn't really give us a whole lot to work with. I mean, like you mentioned, we like Duke. They did move that up to minus 410 on FanDuel, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, man. I mean, everything else other than that, like any of the ranked teams, most of them are locked. I don't really want to do a coin flip on this Florida-Arizona game, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I wouldn't force that today, man.
Day one. Day one. Just watching, chill. Be happy that we have basketball. Don't even need to bet on it to make it fun. Just take in the information, get some stats, figure out what teams are doing what, except for a few of these players that we like here on this list. Jason Holland says, just getting in. What plays do you like most tonight? So I guess after that, we can get up out of here if you want to, but you want to roll through the plays one last time for him, and then we can get up?
Yeah. We actually didn't even talk about Boozer or Lewis yet.
Oh, okay. There we go. Perfect timing for him.
Yeah, we'll wrap on those and we'll circle back to our Alex Condon, which I think he was the only play that we had from the first game. We actually just started talking about this BYU and Villanova, but let's gab about this one for a second. So BYU was, and this at least an hour ago, but BYU was 9.5 point favorites. We had a 153.5 total. Again, this is the second game that's on TNT tonight. Also in Vegas, but our two players from this one, Devonsta, 17.5 points. And I will say also, if you can find his 24.5 PR, I did like that one as well. Didn't get a fantasy line for him, unfortunately. That would definitely be a move, but talked about him at length already. I mean, guy's just a phenomenal player, gets to a spot, and he's one of the players who doesn't need somebody else to create his own shot. So also love targeting players like that. But then on the other side, we got Caden Lewis, who I think is going to be really phenomenal for Villanova. I mean, he again was another player who could get to a spot, mixed bag shooter. Both of these are also a mixed bag shooter. They shoot from the field, from three, and are able to get to the free throw line. Devonta a little bit more so, taller, a little bit heavier, plays like power forward. But Lewis, he is their point guard and also wields that assist upside too, more so than Devonta. But I like him, man. Honestly, I think his lines are a little bit too low. They are also without some of their other players on the team, so could be priced in a few more minutes here. But dude looked great in the preseason. I mean, I will say the playmaking could be a little bit, a little bit more up there. And the only thing with that is this team does a lot of secondary passes, so it's kind of annoying sometimes. But a lot of the times, whenever he would run the pick and roll or the high post, the player would end up kicking it back to him. So we lose out maybe on some assist side there, but we draw the usage rating and field goal attempts. So didn't mind seeing that. Love the minutes. I'm expecting another 33, 34 minutes out of him today. And yeah, man, somebody also let's keep an eye out for moving forward. And then the last play, kind of self-explanatory. They already bumped his line on Prizepicks, Hammer Boozer. I mean, bro's just going to be a stud this year. Praying, knock on wood, he stays healthy. A lot of big expectations for him. Dominated in the preseason. I mean, absolutely dominated. I think this is a player that we will see hit a few, maybe triple doubles in this college season. I mean, he was flirting with them in the preseason, and that was kind of on limited minutes too. So love him. Guy does everything, ball in hand at all times. And 31.5 was way too low. Like I said, Prizepicks did bump that up. He's at 32.5 there, but I believe most of the sites already have props for him, so just kind of shop around for that. And then our last one was Isaiah Evans. Prizepicks has been real back and forth on moving props around today. He was at 15.5, moved down to 15. We posted him at 15, and then early this morning he went back up, and then this afternoon he went back down. So a lot of line movement, probably the bookies and the fantasy sites trying to catch up to each other. But 15 points, pretty low, man. I mean, he's gonna be the 1A, 1B with Boozer, primary shooter, and if Boozer is just racking up the RA, he's gonna be likely doing a lot of the scoring here. So yes, play them in separate slips. I would not play Boozer and Evans in the same slip, preferably. If you had to, I get it, but split them up, get exposure to both of them.
I like it. I see 5-0 on the way. Actually, the first day, a couple of these games are tomorrow, right? Duke's tomorrow. So what do we got? Today we have three plays today.
Yeah, Duke's tomorrow, so 3 out of the 5 will be running this evening. And again, we might have, like that, the cohort and a few other plays if we get some injury news. But we are waiting on that as well. So it's kind of crazy, man. Basketball started at like 8 a.m. this morning, man. I can't imagine playing that early.
Fuck that. Fuck all that, man.
Teacher's like, you go out, you play your game, and get your butt back into class.
Yeah, right. Teach, I'm out. I'm out of here. I play my game. I'm feeling like a superstar. I'm going home. Or I'm going out with somebody doing something. I'm not going back to school.
Right.
I'm a pimp. I just dropped 23. Think I'm going to come listen to you in the class now? No, hell no. Go ahead, E. Sorry.
I was going to say, I think that's about all we got for today. Not really trying to do too much. Less is more strategy has always worked out better for us, and just learning. We used to do it a lot, man. We would kind of wait till at least 2 games for each team kind of under the belt before we really start making moves. So just keep that in the back of your head. We are going to take some shots where we think there is value, but we're going to start off a little bit slower, and then not even 2 weeks into it, middle of November, we're going to be really starting to drop the hammer. So you guys hang in there. We're going to make some money this year. Super excited about it. Again, that's about all I got, man. You got anything else for us today?
No, I think we covered it, man. Just a little preliminary start of our streams again. We're going to be here every day of the week now again, guys. So it will be fun to get back in the groove. It's been a minute. So just excited to be back. Excited to watch this kid, AJ. See if he looks like he looked in his senior year in high school. He won't, but he still looked great against Nebraska. So I think he can do it again. We'll see. We'll see what Villanova can do to him. But I got my 2 units in, over 17.5. I am pumped. I got to go make my popcorn. Got to get my treadmill ready. I'm excited. That's all.
Oh, real fast.
Yeah.
We also did drop a short last night, and I think that's something we're going to try to start doing more moving forward. So again, if you guys aren't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that and turn those notifications on so you don't miss out. We're going to try and get out a lot more content moving forward for you guys, and some stuff also working behind the scenes. So appreciate you guys as always. Make sure, again, in the links, stop by in the Discord. Still run the 7-day free trial. Come stop by, make some money, and hopefully win some cash with us. But that's all for today, folks. We appreciate it. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Good luck tonight, and take it easy. Peace.